Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Stellato, and today we're going to be talking about ghosts and demons. So, first of all, what is the difference between a ghost and a demon and an angel and a spirit? Okay, well, a spirit is generally a thought form that takes on some sort of permanence, a thought form that's continuously fed energy. That's like a spirit. The wind, people notice the wind, they feel the wind, they think about the wind, they categorize the wind as a single thing rather than all of the things that cause it to happen. So the wind has a spirit. It has a thought form that is continuously fed. Okay, so that's kind of like a program. That's what spirits and thought forms and all that are. Angels are the same way. They're just collections of more high vibrational energy in higher dimensions, the same as a wind spirit, which is in the third dimension. Well, now you might be thinking to yourself, how do you have a spirit in the third dimension if we cannot sense the energy creating spirits or any of this New Age terminology? We can't sense that energy in the third dimension. There's no equipment that can sense it. Okay, you might be thinking of Kirlian photography and how the leaf, there can still be a leaf after you cut it. That's completely a myth. All they do is they take the leaf and they do the Kirlian photography by bouncing electrons off of it. I think it's electrons. Then they take it out and they just cast another picture over it. Okay, so the Kirlian photography is not sensing anything new. That is, in fact, just misinformation. And yeah, we don't have any equipment that can sense spiritual energy in the third dimension. Okay, we don't have any equipment that can do that. So what is able to have energy in the third dimension and energy in the fifth dimension? Where is all this energy being stored if dimensions are not the reason that we can't sense that energy? Well, there is a back layer, okay, or a back room to every dimension. It connects all the dimensions. Okay, so you have the solid layer of every dimension. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all the way up to 11th if you go by string theory, okay? But now there's also the ethereal plane. The ethereal plane is without dimension. It's just energy. It's just potential. It's where everything is created from. It's the singularity, and it's also the end, or the big expansion and freeze. It's all of that stuff. So the ethereal plane is what is actually connecting all these different dimensions together with energy. The energy is always traveling through the ethereal plane to go from one dimension to another, to another, to another. That's how dimensions communicate with each other. Otherwise, without that ethereal plane that's connecting all these dimensions over here, they would be completely disconnected. There would be no way to travel between them. In higher dimensions, you have angels. Okay, in lower dimensions or lower vibrational states of being, you have thought forms that are constantly fed energy, and that's a demon. But a ghost is a thought form that is not continuously fed energy, but is fed energy in one big burst, and it might appear for a while, and it eventually fades away. It's an apparition. It appears and it disappears. So, particularly, a lot of ghosts are created. You create a ghost. You don't have a ghost, you create a ghost. A lot of ghosts are created when there's arguments, when there's drama, when there's a lot of emotional energy going into something and there's no resolve. That energy has to go somewhere. Well, it's a lot like this. Think of people as moving robots, okay? And they move around these gases. They could be toxic gases or they could be medicinal gases, smokes, vapors. All of it is going through these pipes all throughout our body, okay? That's our prana channels, or our chi energy. That's our chi. And as we argue, okay, we let out a bit of this energy to no avail. Like, the energy is not really being released. We're just building it up and building it up and building it up, and we're getting more and more pent up, okay, with this argument. And that energy has to go somewhere. That's when a ghost is created. So if you do something, or if you are a dissociative person that allows you to see ghosts and spirits and feel energy, if you can tap into that sort of thing, if you have sixth sense or ESP, extrasensory perception, then those ghosts created from those arguments can be very something. Okay, so basically, a ghost created from an argument is a very powerful thing because it's fresh. It's fresh right off the table. It's fed with a lot of energy all at one time. That's where all of its energy is going, okay? And when that forms a thought form, if that thought form tries to attack you, being someone who can sense and perceive it, it's going to be able to sense and perceive that you can sense and perceive it. Then, you end up getting attacked by a ghost. Or you end up having some sort of altercation with a ghost and I'm bringing this up because I was downstairs and two people were having an argument upstairs, and I saw a black thought form come from above in the ceiling, and it came down. It was kind of like, it looked like a little Android logo, except it had two antennas like this that were kind of like horns, and red glowing eyes. But it was this black thing that crawled really fast around the walls and stuff, and it tried entering my body, and I could feel my muscle, it went into my foot, and my foot started twitching, and my toes started like curling upward like this. And so what I actually did to fight this ghost, now it would have died on its own anyway, it was not continuously fed, it was created right there in the moment out of pure emotion. But it was very powerful because it was a ghost. Ghosts are actually more powerful than a lot of continuously fed and continuously watered thought forms, okay? What I did was I actually used Kuji-in. So the first thing that I did was this. Now what this is first of all fire and air. Air is logic. Air is like our thoughts. Everything is in the air until we solidify it into something that's real, okay? So it moves around like a gas. Everything mixes and changes. It's the mental. It's thoughts, okay? Then we have fire. What is fire? Fire is the passion, energy, emotion. It's the feeling. It's the rising action, okay? That's what fire is. So this hand sign allowed me to connect my energy to the energy of the ghost by pretty much focusing on the ghost with the energy of the air and then attaching to it with the actual fire or the actual life of the fire energy source. So I attached to it and I sealed it, okay? Using the sealing hand sign. You seal all of the elements off as I was focusing on the ghost that was attacking me and trying to enter my foot. And then the last one that I did was this once again, allowing me to project the energy somewhere else by focusing on a nearby object with the air element and then feeling into it with the fire element. And so what I did is I took this demon, or well, it wasn't a demon, I took this ghost and I actually cast it into a lollipop. Now, here's the thing. When you burn something, it's turning into vapor and smoke. That vapor and smoke can recollect into a thought form again. That's why we burn sigils. You put all this energy into this piece of paper with these symbols on it, then you burn it, that energy gets released, it creates a ghost. Except this ghost, it's just a thought form. It's the temporary thought form. It's fed right there in the fire of the moment as it burns up and into smoke. Or you can feed it continuously, creating a spirit. So that's what sigils do. But I didn't really know what else to do with this now cursed lollipop that had a ghost inside of it, so I just rinsed it down the sink because I figured like it's gonna end up somewhere else, away from the house, if I just rinsed it down the sink. And that seems to have worked pretty well because there are no more ghosts. But yeah, so how you deal with a ghost, and ghosts are created in high emotion situations, is literally just connect to it, seal it, and cast it into an object that you can destroy easily without burning the object. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the bell notification icon if you did. Goodbye.